important. I can decide that doing this is not sin, but what I'm doing, is it important? Is it edifying? Let me cite an instance of so many that people used to claim that it's not sin. I'm trying to look at one that I can use as an example now. That people say it's not a sin. Help me out. You are so familiar with many of you. People say this is not a sin. I can't remember any. Lying. There is no how you package lie. It's a sin. Some people dress waywardly, and they will say it's not a what? It's not a sin. But Paul is saying, though it is lawful, but it is not what? It's not accident. Is it important? People will say, I think it was last week I was saying, some people will say dress to kill. Must you dress to kill? They will say dress to slay. Must you dress to slay? Are you an agent of slaying people? Are you an agent to kill people emotionally? To cause emotional instability for people? Is that the reason why God has made you and called you into liberty? Our liberty is not to perpetually doing what? It's not to be practicing sin. We are not set-free to be committing sin. People will say, I am free. Just like what Paul said, I am free. We gain our freedom through Jesus, but we are not free to be practicing what? Sin. Paul is now saying that there are so many that are what? That are loved, but they are not what? Important. You see people discussing and arguing on the matter of dressing. Why are they arguing on it? Is the matter of dressing so expedient? But when you are dressing, the Bible makes us to understand that we must dress how? Moderately. If you are dressing waywardly, you are dressing to expose your body as a believer. What are you actually saying? You are not preserving the dignity of humanity. That's just what it's all about. Let's mention another one. Some people will say taking small alcohol. Let me use the word small because they will tell you it's small. Taking small alcohol is not sin. But let me ask you, is it important? Must I take it? Why must I be brought under the power of alcohol? Because whatsoever you are doing that you cannot do away with, you are a slave to such it. Am I correct? If you are the type that you say, even if it's just not alcohol, maybe you cannot do without drinking this Fiju drink that's very common, or Pepsi. You know that some people that if they want to eat, they must take Pepsi. I have a friend sometimes they go like that. If you want to eat, he must take. If he eats like this, he will be looking. In fact, he can. Then we are in seminary. He can leave the class. A pastor started looking for where they are selling Pepsi. You will see some people in the church. They cannot do without taking something. They will come to the church. The next day before you open your eyes, they are outside here. Why must they be brought under the law of taking something every morning? It is not what? It is lawful, but it is not what? Expedient. It is not important. There are so many examples of this that are what? That are lawful, but they are not what? Expedient. And Paul is now saying that what? All things are lawful for me, but I will not be what? I will not be brought under the power of any. Somebody was saying one day that if angel comes down from heaven and says fornication is no longer a sin, adultery is no longer a sin, are we Christians not going to be doing fornication and practicing adultery? If he's saying that, why? Because of what? Even, you know, the challenge now is this. The challenge now is not actually that there are some things that we cannot do away with. But the problem is that some of us, we are not ready to discipline ourselves. It's a place of discipline. You will see people fighting on trivial things. Christians fighting on, arguing on trivial things that are not expedient, things that are not things that are not so how will I call it, that are not weightier things of the kingdom, and you will see them fighting for it. People keep on fighting about dressing for several years in the Christian body. People keep on fighting about denominations. People keep on fighting about doctrines. You will see that why are people fighting on all of these things? And Paul is saying that these things may be love, but they are not what? They are not important. Why do we keep on exhausting ourselves on things that are not important? There are weightier things of the kingdom which is expected of us as a believer to do what? To discuss on. And that is one of the things that Apostle is saying that here, that we should not use our freedom to do what? To be committing sin. Our freedom is not for us to be practicing sin. Let's now go forward. In verse 13, it says, meat for the belly, and the belly for the meat. This is another example. Some people will say, I can eat anything now. It has nothing to do with okay, sir. I think let me just say something about it. You see something that the scripture cannot be broken. When you study from Genesis to Revelations, the only part of the scripture that encourage alcohol is not so much. Most of the other part of the scripture condemn it. And that is why we cannot solely hook our belief on, because Paul instructed Timothy that once in a while, because don't take water, take what? Wine, because of your head. There is a condition to it. On the condition of it, let me also say this. Also, it's two-way things. Because I don't want us to be so dogmatic about it. And that is what Paul is saying here. I will not be brought under the power of. If you are living perpetually, your life is being sustained because of your head, and you needed to take alcohol for the sustainability of your life, you are being brought under the power of that what. And that is why, as a believer, something happened, I think like 2 weeks ago. Somebody called me. A family called me and said, we are being on an issue. She has health issue. Confirmed in the hospital. They are placed her under drug for so many either months or weeks. I can't pick the date now. And we are now discussing, like 2 weeks ago, she said, I'm tired though, I don't even have money to be buying the drug again. she has to be using the drug every day. And if she bought the drug lasts for 1 week. She buy another one. Said, me that I'm still trusting God for how to take care of home, and I'll be buying drugs. And I said, okay, let's how we go. Me, I was only thinking about at least supporting the person financially. But immediately I dropped the call. I think it was the following day. I was thinking about it, and as I was about to, my wife was saying that, when will she stop using this drug? I said, I have been so full to the extent of saying what I'm thinking of is to support her financially. Why must she be brought under this power of the drug? That means her life, she will continue to be living. Because I was even asking her, I said, to what end? When are you going to stop this drug? He said no. She said no, that they said she should just be using the drug until maybe the symptoms are no longer, and then she will now come for what is it called, checkup, for them to actually confirm. I said, don't be fooled by the devil. The challenge is that several times we Christians, the way we handle the God we serve, sometimes determine the way we relate with it. Now, if somebody is having some challenge, and advice, like doctor will give us advice, even a Christian doctor, a pastor can even give you such advice. But that is not the yas. That is the what? Final say on this issue. So what am I trying to say is that it depends on the level of our faith. If somebody is sick and he recommended at hospital that he should be taking alcohol, my challenge with the person be taking it forever. And to what extent should the person take? Because this passage, people used to hide under it. If you go and preach to people outside, they used to house. So my own, how will I call it? My own, you say, understanding about this, that as a believer, there's something that God can offer us that is more than alcohol, for the sustainability of our body. If only we can trust Him to that end. If only. So it's a matter of our maturity in Christ. That's number one. And also you don't force somebody that believe that is when I'm taking that alcohol, that my height will be sustained. You can only encourage and advise the person. Do you get that? I'm trying to balance it now. But the person must not remain in that position forever. It's just like somebody that is also rising and falling. It's because I am. You keep on complaining. You are not ready. What? To move on. So the place of the food also. What God is trying to talk about is what we have mentioned. It has to do with discipline. It's not actually that food is wrong. But he's saying that don't be brought under the power of the food. So that when you are have to fight by the Holy Spirit, not say that I have ulcer. It is, you know, some people when they have that they remember they have ulcer. Do you get the point now? What Paul is trying to say is the place of discipline. Place of discipline. As a believer, we must be ready to discipline ourselves. Gluttony. Some people they are, you know, there are some people like even some people if they manage to fast. If they want to pray fast like this, you would think they want to do ceremony. You would think to do ceremony. Different. When we are still very young, we pack all our food, we have money, and you combine it. Some people are still doing it too, and they are of age. They will eat. They will eat breakfast. I've seen somebody that is fasting. I've seen somebody fasting 12 a.m. in the midnight because the mindset is that they must stop eating by 12. He will eat from that 6 o'clock till almost 12 o'clock. The thing happened in this church. In fact, the person is now a pastor. You know, it's a matter of maturity. All these things we are saying, and that is what Paul is saying. That is you don't say because you are free in Christ, you are free, then you will be using your word. Freedom will be committing what? Like people that say that one safe from the extreme perspective. those that carry the extreme perspective of it, they do what? They use their freedom to indulge in what? In sin. Extreme part of it is what is wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that holistically. But when you take it to extreme end, it is possible for you to say that even when you are fornicating, you are still what? You are still. When you are committing adultery, I'm still what? I'm still sick. And God will help us. God will help us. Let's quickly look at our discussion because of our time. Suggest how you will cancel a close friend who is a smoker to desist from smoking. You have a friend who is a smoker. How do you cancel the person from desist from smoking? A smoker will tell you that it's not tell me where it's recorded in the scripture that smoking is sin. Eh? Okay, Mommy said you won't use Bible. You won't use Bible. Okay. 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 X-wise. Okay. Okay. The topic today solve don't be brought under the what? Power of any. Those that smokes, they are under the what? Those that smokes, they are under. And that is why if you see people that are addicted to smoke, some of them can finish a pack of in a day. Eh? Eh? I remember there is one Baba when you are very as one is going off, he's lighting another one is going off, and one is going. I think it was yesterday. We are not talking about it. Has even advanced past the issue of cigarette. You see a lot of all manners of smokes outside there. Kolo, somebody we use his own money and buy something that will kill you. So it's a function of our body, just like our body belongs to who? Our body belongs to God. If God actually spends so much for the redemption of humanity, and what He has redeemed, what God redeemed is not only our spirit, but only it's also our body, and soul is what God redeemed. If we are now using your body and say, my body belongs to my body, and I can use it as I like. Some people will even tell you that. If I smoke, am I smoking for you? Just like what you said. Like the people that are addicted, they will tell you that God, they cannot live without. They cannot live because they have been brought under the power of. You see, that thing that Paul is saying is not just on bad things. There are some of us we are addicted to things that are not so bad, that are not. It has become a what? Like people we are saying,